my name's Michelle and welcome to healthyhelpingstv.com. This week, something that was inspired by, well, leftovers from my fridge really. I was searching for something to cook for my lunch the other day and was rummaging through, couldn't find much, but this is what I came up with. It's a perfect Italian dish, doesn't need too many ingredients. If you've ever done cannelloni, it's kind of inspired by that. Using the same fillings as if you were doing a spinach and ricotta cannelloni, but instead of wrapping pasta around it, we're going to wrap chicken thigh fillet around.
Alright, so let's get started. To start off with, I'm going to take the chicken thigh fillets. Now I'm using chicken thigh instead of chicken breast just because we're going to be baking this dish and we want the meat still to be nice and tender at the end of the process, and it just works better with chicken thigh. And what I'm going to do is place each of these chicken thigh fillets between a couple of pieces of grease-proof paper. I'm just going to get my rolling pin and just flatten it out. I'm not trying to really make everything thin, I'm just trying to make it kind of an even thickness, if you get what I mean. Okay, so now that we've got the chicken thigh fillet, what we're going to do is stuff this with some quark. Now quark's pretty close to cottage cheese or ricotta cheese, so if you can't find quark, then you could use either of those as a substitute. Quark's really nice though, it's like a smooth version of cottage cheese. It's very high in protein and the one I buy is quite low in fat as well. So if you can get your hands on that, that's fantastic. If you're in Europe, it shouldn't be too much of a problem, and it's coming more on the market here in Australia. I heard farmer's cheese is also another good equivalent if you're in the States. So we're going to mix the quark with some chopped up garlic and some baby spinach leaves, and then we're going to wrap that up inside of the thigh fillet and we'll bake that. Okay, so I'm just going to chop some garlic. Now you need about half a clove per person for this, and then we'll have another half a clove per person in the sauce that I'm going to put on top of it. For that I'm going to add some baby spinach. You could use regular spinach as well if you want, you just might need to steam it for a few minutes just to soften it up. The leaves in the baby spinach are actually a lot softer, so you won't need to do any pre-cooking for those. I'm just going to grab a handful of those and just roughly chop them, not too much though, I like it quite chunky. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the garlic and mix it in to the quark. I've got about 3 ounces or 80 grams of quark here, and I'm just going to mix that together. Okay, so I'm going to take my chicken here, and what I'm going to do is just spoon half of that mixture into this chicken thigh fillet. So it's 1.5 ounces of quark per person, and I'm using 150 gram or 8 ounce thigh fillets here. Now I've kind of put the quark just at one end, and what I'm going to do is grab the chicken fillet and just roll it up, and then using a couple of toothpicks I'm just going to secure the end closed. And what I'm going to do is just place that into a baking dish here. Now I'll do the same for the second one, and then what we're going to do is pop that into an oven preheated to 360 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for about 15 minutes. Now onto the sauce. What we're going to do is we're going to chop up another clove of garlic.
Now we're just going to chop some basil here and add that in.
And I'm going to make the sauce simply a tomato puree. I'm going to use about a cup's worth. Now if you're feeling extra lazy, you could always buy a ready-made pasta sauce. Just be wary though that a lot of them have a lot of extra added sugar and stuff in them. So spend in the extra few minutes to chop up your herbs and garlic. Might actually be saving you a few calories. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour 1 cup of the tomato puree, which is half a can here, and these other 2 ingredients, the garlic and the basil, into a saucepan and just heat that on a low heat until it's warmed through for about 5 to 10 minutes, just a gentle simmer.
Okay, so that's been in the oven for 20 minutes now. It was looking a little bit pink after 15, so I extended it for just a little longer. I'm going to spoon the tomato sauce on top and sprinkle on some low-fat mozzarella cheese. Now you can skip the mozzarella if you're worried about fat content entirely. Now that's going to go into the overhead grill or broiler, whatever you call it, and just until it goes nice and golden crispy on top. What we're going to do now is just serve it up onto a plate with a little more of the baby spinach. Drizzle some sauce on top and add just a little bit of basil for some garnish. A delicious and healthy meal that you can throw together any night of the week, and it could still impress your friends if you were serving it up at a dinner party. Packed full of protein too. If you want more information about protein, the most recent Health Hacks podcast, which you can find through dnamalhealth.com, has lots of information on protein and how it affects your diet, especially if you're an athlete or weight training. So, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Don't forget you can check out all the recipes on healthyhelpingstv.com. My name is Michelle. I'll catch you next week.